Welcome back. Okay, so the last couple lists I've done have both been Imperial lists. So I think today I'm going to focus on another Rebel fleet. So today we're going to be using Ryan Kingston's Armada Fleet Builder. Guys, if you haven't donated to this guy, please do. It's worth every penny that you put into it. He's a great content creator for this. I mean, this tool is almost indispensable. And not only here, we'll jump before we even build the fleet. We'll just add in a random ship, and we're gonna go here. He even adds in like the errata text on cards. So right there, when a ship executes this maneuver, it can click the first joint. It tells you how to use the card even. That's such an amazing tool. A lot of our discussions and rules questions have actually been answered by going to Ryan Kingston's Armada Fleet Builder, taking a look at the card and seeing what the errata text is. So just a fantastic tool. Guys, use it. Pay the man for it. You'll enjoy it. Saving lists is a lot of fun. Like I said previously, when I come into this, I actually use a guest window so you don't get bombarded with just the amount of fleets that I have available in my listing. It would be distracting to see all the names, and some of the names are not YouTube friendly. So I'm an adult and I get to make those choices, but I want to make sure that this is something that anybody who's watching can see. Okay. So like I said, we're going to do a Rebel fleet, and like I previously mentioned, I'm not a Rebel player, so all of my Rebels fleets are going to be kind of meme style lists. So today I'm going to go with what I think is the most underrated ship. It's kind of worthless, but the most underrated ship that I don't get a chance to see on the board a lot. And that's the Assault Frigate Mk2 B. Almost everybody favors CR90s, throwing a Yavaris Nebulon in there. I see a lot of MC75s in my local meta. And I agree, I think MC75s are beautiful ships. But I don't think that we see enough Guppies. Guppy is the nickname. It kind of looks like a big guppy fish when you see it. It's a unique looking model. It comes on a curved stand. I mean, they did a lot to make this into the game, and I think that they're great. I think that they're kind of expensive as far as 72 points goes for less than stellar arcs. I mean, when you compare it against Vic, I think that this suffers from just silliness. Okay. And we take a look at it here. It's got 2 red out the front, 3 red out the side, and 2 red out the rear. There's also a blue in the side arc, but the thing that I noticed right off the bat is that with very little help, this can be just as strong as a Imperial Star Destroyer Simoon variant just by adding Ackbar. It'll have 5 red dice out the side, and it can move at speed 3. And in fact, it wants to stay moving at speed 3 to keep at long range. So let's go ahead and add an Ackbar. So Ackbar, before a friendly ship attacks deck, it can choose to attack from only its left and right hull zones that round. If it does, it may add 2 red dice to the attack pool when attacking a ship. Holy cow. Awesome. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is add in some... actually, we're going to go down to the gunnery teams here, and we're going to add in veteran gunners. So one of my harps about red dice boats is red dice boats need rerolls. There's not a lot of ways to get rerolls, especially if you're running Ackbar. So veteran gunners is kind of expensive, and you have to reroll all the dice in your attack pool. But, I mean, it's a reroll, and you're rolling 5 dice. It's really the only way to go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a little bit of anti-fighter support. Rebels are known for having great fighters. I'm not a squadrons player. I prefer squadronless lists because I think squadrons just destroy the the enjoyment factor in the game by making it longer. I think that a shorter game can be more enjoyable. So we're going to add in quad laser turrets just so you are a little menacing. And then we're going to add in our red right here. And I'm sorry, your red dice. I always equate your Turbolaser upgrades to red. And we're going to go with Turbolaser Reroute circuits. So this is, you got 5 red dice, you're throwing them, it doesn't come out the way you want, so use veteran gunners, and at the last ditch, you're going to go ahead and use this evade, which does come on an assault frigate, and turn that into 2 hits. I mean, you can take a absolutely abysmal roll and make something out of it. Then, I have this usual saying, if 1 is good, 2 is better. Then the next trick is, well, might as well just go again and again. So, believe it or not, that's actually our loadout. You have 4 boats running 5 red dice, so that's 20 red dice every turn that can re-roll and can guarantee 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. You know, sometimes it's not about massive output, sometimes it's about guaranteed output. And here you have 8 damage guaranteed every single turn. Most people are not going to waste their brace if only 2 is coming in, especially considering that there might be another ship coming right up after it, coming right up after it, coming right up after it. So deployment-wise, you're going to want to use the conga line of death, with, you know, your Ackbar one being the last in the conga, and just basically want to skirt around your opponent and keep one of the facings to them at all times. Other than that, they're a pretty hardy ship. I mean, they have 3 shields on the side, and they have 6 hull with a brace and a redirect and an evade. Though you're going to want to usually save your evade for Turbolaser reroute circuits. Other than that, that's deployment, and you get a little bit of idea of how this is supposed to roll. The other thing is, you shouldn't feel bad if you need to or would like to. Ackbar is great, but if you have a target that presents itself and it has to be shot, you still have 2 red out your front that you can use your TRCs on. So you shouldn't feel bad because you're trading the 2 red off the side to the front. So it's just a trade at that point. And like I said, you shouldn't feel bad, and it could be an interesting way to ferret out some extra damage and try and ignore a use of some defense tokens instead of rolling 5 dice in 1 attack, you're rolling 5 dice over 2 attacks. So that way you could kind of slide damage in under the radar of a cautious general who's waiting to use his defense tokens on the big attack. Well, there won't be a big attack. It'll be 2 smaller attacks. All right, so let's take a look at our objectives here. So starting with the red, there is a natural draw for me to want to walk over here to station assault and then just fly these bad boys circling around the station, kind of like the pinwheel of doom. I don't think that that's the answer here. In fact, I think what you need to do with your red is actually give them one that they don't want to take, and that's to give advanced gunnery. So most fleets are either will have gunnery team if they're going to need or want it, and advanced gunnery will do nothing for them. And they definitely don't want to give your one of your assault frigates the ability to just shoot multiple things in the same arc, because that's really all they've got going for them, is that they're going to put all their ships in the side arc, and you're only going to be able to shoot at 1 of them, or really 4 of them, but you're going to focus fire 1 down, then you're going to focus fire another down, then you're going to focus fire. they don't want to give you the option to just go ahead and do 2 Ackbar shots. So advanced gunnery is kind of a throwaway, but if it gets taken, you've got a special day. You got a little extra that you can do. Now we're going to take a look at our defense here. So for the same reason I wanted to take Station Assault, I'm actually going to suggest taking Contested Outpost and just circling these bad boys around. So Contested Outpost, the way that it factors who is the winner is actually by the total number of command values in range 1. So you pinwheel of doom this thing, and the command values on these ships is 3. So it takes something like an ISD or a Victory to really be a contender, and then you're going to have 4 of them that are just going to be pinwheeling around this one contested outpost. It's 20 victory points per round, so the 5 actual rounds that you should be able to claim it will be 100 victory points. Meanwhile, they've got to fly right at the station and right to you and your Conga/Pinwheel of Doom. It's a good option. Right, and then for navigation, I'm a creature of old habit. There are a lot of good options. I've seen Solar Corona work well here. I've seen Minefields work really well here. The thing is that at the end of the day, with a side fleet ship, you really don't want to have to choose to go around something and get out of range. So dangerous territory is your take here. Making sure that you are just always able to move however you need to move to maintain that arc. Almost ignoring the victory points that come with it, so that way you can focus fire like you always need to. Other than that, that's a pretty simple and straightforward build. Like I said, it's a meme list, so we're actually going to go ahead and name this one. This is Ackbar Guppie. P-I-E, Guppie. It's 2 P's in Guppie, so Guppie. Ackbar Guppie. Apparently the little red line of doom is telling me, yeah, it's 2. Yeah. Okay, good. Ackbar Guppie. It wants me to pluralize it. Anyway, that's the list, guys. I actually hope that somebody owns 4 Guppies and will play this list. If you do, please upload pictures of it. Send me a video of it. Message me on Facebook through Houston Star Wars Armada. And I would love to see this in play. If you own 4 Guppies, tell me in the comments. Let me know. I would love to just go ahead and know that someone out there does own 4 of these beautiful, majestic ships. Other than that, guys, have fun and fly casual.